So in the last episode, we talked about what Proxmox is. So we did a little introduction on what it is all about. Today, we are installing Proxmox from scratch. So we will make a bootable USB and install it on the laptop that I have with me right now, and log into a working server. So let's get started. So what we need. So hardware, we will need a PC, USB drive at least 4 gig, and wired Ethernet. So Proxmox will not run on Wi-Fi, so we'll need a wired, hardwired Ethernet. And software will need Rufus to make a bootable USB and the Proxmox ISO. So both are free. I'll put the link for both of these in the description below. So that's the whole list we need. So before we get started, so we have to make one BIOS setting, in our device so that, we can run, the virtual machine on top of it. I'll be showing BIOS on my laptop, so it might look a little different on yours. So, Google, what is the shortcut for the, shortcut key for the BIOS setting for your machine. And usually, the setting would look kind of similar. So you just go to virtualization option and enable it. So let me show you on my machine. So let me turn on my laptop here. So I have a Lenovo ThinkPad. So depending on what device you have, you might have to go through a different process. So this is how it looks on my device here. So I will do F1. And on my device, it's under security and under virtualization. So you can see here, Intel virtualization technology, which is disabled right now. So let's enable both of these. So if you do not, enable virtualization, so you'll get a prompt alert, during Proxmox installation that, the virtualization is not enabled. So it's better, to start with virtualization enabled on BIOS. That's a must-do thing on the list. Now let's save this, F10, save config yes. All right, so that's all we need, before we make the bootable USB. So now we'll go ahead and download Rufus and Proxmox ISO file. So for that, I'll put both of these links in the description below. Let's download the Rufus first. Click on download, and you can download this portable version, so that you don't have to install it on your device. And for Proxmox, go to proxmox.com. Click on downloads. And we will be downloading this one, Proxmox VE 9.2 ISO installer. Download. All right, so both of our files are downloaded now. So one thing before we start, when we do this, everything on your USB drive and on the laptop laptop or PC, whatever you have, on that device, everything will be erased. So make sure if you take a backup before you do that. So after you have backup, or if you do not need anything, we are good to proceed with next step. So let's open Rufus here. So plug in your USB. I forgot to plug it in. All right, now you can see your USB drive here, and select this option, disk or ISO, and select the Proxmox ISO file that we just downloaded. Click open. And now you will get this prompt here, so which says that the image will be written using DD image mode. So that is important. So you have to select DD image mode, not ISO mode, because if you make ISO image mode stick, it won't boot. So we have to use DD image. So click on OK and click start. Click OK one more time. So it might take a few minutes. All right, so once you see ready here, our USB is now ready, done. So you can close this, unplug your USB drive, and now install, now plug it in back to your PC, where you're gonna install the Proxmox. And turn on your device and select that USB as a boot device. And check what shortcut you have for enabling the boot from USB on your device. So you might have to change boot order or enable USB booting. So it depends on what kind of device you have. So for me, I can just press F12 and select the USB. This is the drive, USB SDD. All right, so now I'm booting from that USB drive. So here you can see the Proxmox install option. So select the first one, install Proxmox VE graphical. And make sure your device have the Ethernet plugged in as well, because during installation, we'll be setting up a network. So it's very important that, you plug it in your Ethernet cable as well during the installation. Now click on I agree. So we are here in license page. Click I agree. And here, do not click next for the target hard disk option, because if you select the default option, so it will assign 25% of the disk space to the root. So because we might want some custom option here. So let me show you what is the best way for a HomeLab. So click on options here. File system, leave it default ext4, and SD size, that's fine. Swap size, that is the space for RAM overflow, just in case if your Proxmox server is running low on RAM. So that's the amount of space going to be used as a swap. So I will set it up as 8 gig. So max root, so if you leave it default, so usually it sets up 25% of your storage, which is capped to 96 GB. So right now I have like 500 GB hard drive. That means it will be using, so max is capped at 96, so it will be using 96 GB. So this max root is after installation. So this is what you're going to see in Proxmox. It will be a local directory which will be storing the ISO files, templates, backup, So when you install a virtual machine, you will need ISO file, right? And when you install container, so there will be a container templates as well. So those kind of files will be stored in local. So which here in installation page you see as a maxroot. That's where the Proxmox, operating system sits, and all these ISO files, templates, backup will be sitting. So usually, backup would be done in external, storage or your NAS. So usually, you don't need that much storage for backup in the max root directory. So, and we don't usually, we store a lot of ISO files as well. So you don't need to, allocate like a whole 100 GB for that. So it depends on your, scenario, but for now, for our HomeLab, I'm going to set it up as 30 gig, which is more than enough for what we are doing now. So minimum free, so min free. So if your VM storage ever runs hard, Proxmox grows into this reserve space, so that the software will not be crashing. So for now, we can set up like 10% of the disk space. So I'm gonna do 50 gig here. And for maxvz, so this is the local LVM. So when you'll be able to see that after we log in. So this will be, for now here, I'm gonna leave it as empty. That means all the remaining space in the disk will be used by maxvz, which will be the local LVM storage in the Proxmox. So that's where we're going to store our VM storage. So after installation, you will see it as a local LVM, an LVM-Thin pool. So this is where your virtual machine's disk live. So this means a VM only consumes real space as it actually writes data. So click on OK. And now click on Next. So the rest is quick. So you select your country, time zone, keyboard, and click on Next. And password, this is our root password. So this is the master key for your Proxmox server. So make it strong, so. And here under email, type your real email address. So Proxmox will be using it for sending alerts. So for now, I'm gonna do generic email because this is my temporary setup. So, and click on Next. So in this screen, we are selecting the wired network interface card. So you can give a host name. So let me give HomeLab.pv.lan. So you can give your own FQDN for the server. So IP address must be a static IP address. So make sure so right now it's getting one of the IP from the DHCP, but make sure you reserve that IP address because we are setting up a static IP here. Just to make sure so your router does not assign same IP address to other devices. Make sure you reserve that IP address in the router or exclude that address from the DHCP pool because that's very important. So gateway usually would be your router's IP address. I'm gonna leave it as is, and DNS server, let's put 8.8.8.8. And rest of the stubs you can leave as is and click on Next. So here is the summary of what we configured so far. So if it looks good, click on Install. And we have selected this option as well, automatically reboot after successful installation. So that is good, So I will click on Install. Now our installation is completed. So the Proxmox server is now rebooting. Here in the console, you can see exactly what we need to type to get that Proxmox server in our web browser. So our installation has been completed. Now let's open our web browser and go to the URL that's shown in the console. So, and that is HTTPS. The IP address, which is in my case 192.168.1.243:8006. That's the port number. Enter. So you will see this, your connection is not private alert, and that's because right now Proxmox is using self-signed certificate and your browser will not recognize the self-signed certificate, so which is fine. So click on Advanced and click on Proceed. And now it is safe to remove your USB drive from the server because we have already completed the installation. So here it's now prompting for username and passwords. Username is root. In the password, the strong password that we created earlier during installation, that's what we're going to use. Rest of the options as is and click on login. So we are getting this no valid subscription pop-up, and nothing is broken, nothing is logged. So the reason why we have this no valid subscription is in fresh install of Proxmox, comes with the premium repo as well, in the Proxmox sales enterprise support as well, which is included in the free, Proxmox version as well. So we can, remove this one later, so which I'll be talking about in different videos. So for now, click on OK, and we should be all good. And before we wrap, do you remember the partition screen that we worked on earlier? So if you see your left sidebar here you can see data center, and under that PVE, and here you can see two different storage options. So this local is what we created, that 30 gig space for the Proxmox OS and for backup ISO images, right? So if you check here in content, you can see backup, import, ISO, image, container templates, everything will be saved in this storage. And the other one, local-lvm, this will be used for disk, image, and container, so it's using all the remaining space. In our case, it is 395 GB. So that's where, we're going to have all the virtual machine, disk, and all the container, that we create. Also, all the snapshot will be saved in this storage. And that's a working Proxmox server, which is created now. In the next episode, I will walk you through, all this dashboard, all the options that we have, every panel here, what's important, what to ignore. So when we build our first VM, you will know exactly, where you are. So that's it for now.